Hello and welcome. Today I have a ranked battle for you guys. I am in the tier 8 US destroyer, the Benson. This is a match on the map Atlantic and I believe it should be rank 6 to 10. So I start out the match by communicating with my team. I tell them that I'm going towards the B cap and that I will be putting a smoke wall down. The smoke wall has two uses. One is that, the main use is that my team can hide behind and inside it. But there's two reasons for it. One is that opening salvos can deal some damage between battleships, and they do get spotted rather early. So this smoke wall can cover them, and it can mean that our ships can shoot the enemies while the enemies can't shoot our ships. The other reason is that the smoke wall can potentially block the enemy from knowing what we are doing, like they might not know where our ships are going because of the smoke wall. Although this isn't really as important on this map, on some maps it can be. Anyways, sorry for being rather inconsistent with videos recently. You see, Civilization 6 was released a few days ago, and today I was like, at like 1 PM, okay, I'll play like a little bit of Civilization and then make the video, and then suddenly, somehow, magically, it was like 10 hours later, and yeah. Although I did win that game. Originally I planned to actually stream Civilization, but I haven't really gotten around to it. Anyways, because the B cap is being kept, I know that there's a destroyer there. I do have backup in the form of a cruiser. Oh my god, these torpedoes, wow. These were just exactly on point. Like, these torpedoes were so good. If I had been just a moment too slow, those would have hit me. Anyways, I can see the Benson. I believe if this is going to be a 1 versus 1, then I should hold all the advantage, because I have a survivability expert and he doesn't, and the other reason is that I do have a cruiser behind me, so it wouldn't even be a 1 versus 1. This is the risk you take by going B. If the enemy team brings a cruiser around, you can't, you have to run. And I believe the enemy DD actually played this really well. He noticed me and he started running immediately. I believe that is definitely the right decision. Maybe he knew the cruiser was around, but regardless, that was the correct decision. Unfortunately, we lost our Fibiki in the A cap. I mean, it's kind of bad, because we really shouldn't be losing ships there. The Fibiki knew that we were going B, and honestly, if you know that your team is going B, you probably don't want to be too aggressive on the A cap. Because if you can take the B cap, there is little reason to go deep into A. But it's kind of okay. We did get the cap out of it, and I mean, sometimes bad things just happen, and you can't have everybody surviving every single time. Sometimes people just take random torpedoes. Sometimes it's their fault, other times it isn't. Because, you know, if you are in the middle of a turn and torpedoes suddenly appear, sorry, you just can't do anything. It's not really your fault, because, well, you couldn't have known that those torpedoes were coming. Although you might have, you know, you might guess that they will be coming and dodge it like that, but, you know, it's not something you should expect to be able to always do very well. Anyways, I'll be heading back towards the A cap now, because we do have a cap zone, the enemies do not, which means that we are at quite an advantage. Unfortunately, our Benson seems to be dead as well, unfortunately. So we have lost 2 ships, but the good thing is that the enemy battleship has died. I would like to smoke my battleships, but unfortunately the Yamagi doesn't seem to want to really play ball. She seems to want to stick around to wherever the enemies are fighting. I'll try to cover this Bismarck with a smoke. I started early so that they have a tunnel of smoke that they can use to keep running away from the enemies. Hopefully the Amagi makes use of that. Unfortunately, I don't know how close I can get because, well, I don't really want to be within 6 kilometers of a Bismarck, because if the Bismarck has Hydra up, that means I will be spotted. I'll try torpedoing the smoke. It might work, it might not. It's always worth a try. But I'll turn around now and maybe I'll... Okay, I'm spotted, so... Okay, it's the Bismarck. Unfortunately, it seems my torps aren't going to be successful, but it's okay. I am already unspotted, so things should be fine. I guess I'll take the long way around and try to circle into the A-cap, because ship-wise we aren't doing all that well, and I believe we're going to lose our Amagi as well. So I think the way to play this match is to go for the A-cap, to try to, like right now, there is only one destroyer inside the A-cap on the enemy team. No, actually there might be 2. I believe it's 1, but there might be 2. So basically it's possible for us to try to sneakily cap it, or at least delay the enemy from getting points. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do. The nice thing is that even if I do find an enemy destroyer, I can definitely fight them, because I have a cruiser behind me that's backing me up. I spotted the Fubik, or rather she spotted me, and there are torps coming, but this should be completely fine. She only has fired 2 of the torp salvos, so there might be a third one coming. The nice thing is, again, that I had that cruiser with me, and the Fubiki made a mistake by firing her guns. That kept her spotted by the cruiser. But right now the plan is to try to take the A-cap and maybe take out a few of the destroyers. If we could do that, we might potentially be able to play around this. Right now the situation is actually really bad. We are down 4 ships, they are down 1. But I think we'll be able to kill this Fubiki. I use speed boost to enable me to dodge a bit better. I have to remember that the Fubiki might have a third torp. I start using smoke because that's way too many ships. Otago, Benson, like I could handle the other ones, but not the Otago along with the Benson. The good thing is that, again, I have a cruiser with me. I turn my ship the way I do. I'm gonna start reversing, then once I get to the smoke edge, I'll start going forwards again. The point is that they will probably torpedo the smoke, so I want to keep my aft or nose pointed towards the enemies, or, you know, the potential location of where the torpedoes could come from. Unfortunately, I made a slight mistake here. I sailed slightly too far, and that lost me some cap points, but it should be okay. I'll be shelling the Bismarck once the cruiser pops up. Well, not really the New Orleans, I was thinking more of the Otago, but I guess the New Orleans is also a good target. I would really like this Otago to be gone. Fortunately though, my friendly cruiser is fairly healthy, so this should be possible. So yeah, these torpedoes are the kind of reason why you don't want to stand still broadside on. You might stay angled, but what you want to do definitely is to try to keep moving. Keep going back and forth all the time. It's incredibly annoying to do, and you sometimes sail out of the cap, but it's okay. It's worth it to, you know, not die, because dying can literally lose you the game, because it puts your team significantly behind. Okay, so now the New Orleans is coming. I am actually inside the New Orleans' radar range, but it appears the New Orleans isn't utilizing it, so that's good, I guess. And I'll try to shell as much as I can to try to take the New Orleans out. Hopefully the cruiser takes her out, or at least helps, and At that point, this might actually be a doable match. Although, I imagine that our cruiser is going to have a bad time too. A battleship is shooting at her. Okay, so that's where the Benson is. They still have another destroyer though. Should be a Benson as well. And it seems our battleship is gone. But we are capping the A-cap. I don't really want to fire because I am the one holding the cap points. Oh! Oh! The enemy Bismarck actually died. Okay, this is very good. It's a 3-on-3 now. That's very, very good. I fire because I just want to make sure that this New Orleans is gone. Right now we hold the cap zone. They don't, so it's okay even if I lose some points. And oh, the Benson came to fight, which is very good because now it's you know, we know where the Benson is. We can definitely kill her. Okay, so the other Benson is at B, so we know where she is. Unfortunately, she has a lot of HP, and I think that, yeah, the Benson killed our Bismarck with guns. So she probably still has a lot of HP. I start moving immediately because I'm afraid of torpedoes here. I definitely don't want to die to torps. That would be very, very bad. We need to take out this Benson. Fortunately, the friendly cruiser is still alive. We are ahead in points, which is very, very good, and the destroyer is gone. Okay, so now it's a 2-on-1. But the problem is that I am very low HP. I have 4,000 HP. The enemy destroyer has like 17,000 or something. And our cruiser only has like 4,000 HP too. So right now, he is capping the B cap. We know that he is at B. We are capping A. We are definitely going to take A. It's a Mogami, so she doesn't have heal, which means that the 2000 HP she has is all she has. Our combined HP is less than the enemy destroyer, which means that we probably don't want to fight her head on. So, because we are ahead in points and we are going to both have one cap zone, what we should try to do is essentially run away. But because there are still 7 minutes left to go, what we need to do, instead of just running away, is when the Benson comes to cap the A cap, we need to go cap B. Or specifically, probably I should be the one doing it, because we don't want to have this 2000 HP cruiser near the enemy destroyer. So I use speed boost and I'm gonna try to take a long way around towards the B cap. I will try to take a path so that I won't be meeting the enemy DD. The other thing is that I might even wait until the enemy DD starts capping the A cap, because we are significantly ahead in points. I think it might be worth it. So right now the most important thing is for our cruiser to go essentially into the corner of the map. We want the cruiser to be as far away as possible from the enemy Benson, because once the Benson spots her, well, the cruiser would probably die. I did some napkin math on top. Actually, it's not even on a napkin, it's really on top of my head. Trying to see, you know, if we could lose both cap zones, but I don't think that that would still be viable. I think we need to hold on to one of the zones for some time before we can, you know, give it away. I really dislike where our cruiser is going, because she isn't running away. She needs to run away. Because I don't think, like, okay, it shouldn't be the end of the world if the cruiser, you know, dies. But the problem is that once the cruiser dies, the enemy Benson might start to try to just hunt me, instead of, you know, try to cap with two enemies. And if we aren't together, the thing is that the Benson, like, if we go into separate corners of the map, the Benson cannot hunt us both down. There just isn't enough time. So she has to play for the cap zones. But we don't want to play for the cap zones, not normally anyway. So this means that, you know, it is in our best interest to go our separate ways and try to run. But unfortunately, our cruiser got caught. We know that the enemy Benson is at the A cap, which means that I can safely go into B and take it, and that should lead us to a victory. Our Mogami should definitely run away. I don't know why the Benson ran away. I guess the Benson might have been afraid of the fact that we were both there and would ambush her. Because, you know, that Benson doesn't know that I don't have smoke, for instance. Because if you go 1 versus 2 against something that has a smoke, what you can do is one guy smokes and the other guy just spots, and in that case, once the Benson fires her guns, she has lost. Because the guy that didn't fire her guns is unspotted, and, you know, the one inside the smoke is also unspotted. So you have no one to shoot, but they can see you and shoot you. But it's okay, it seems the Mogami finally started running away. I really don't know why the Mogami gambled like that. That could quite literally end in disaster. Although I think it probably wouldn't have, but it still isn't the best course of action. I will get the B cap and then head into the other corner. Well, not really the corner, I'll try to hide behind an island. I don't think it would be possible for the enemy Benson to catch up with me, but, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. After all, this is ranked we play to win rather than, you know, some other dumb reason. We should win this game though, even if we don't get the B cap though. I'll still take it though, because, you know, just to make sure. Although I guess there really isn't enough time. Maybe if there was like 5 minutes left it would still be viable. But yeah, I believe that the enemy Benson really should have pushed his luck against the Mogami and tried to kill her. But it didn't happen. Oh well. Too bad for the enemy Mogami, Benson. It's odd though, if you notice the path our Mogami took, she went into B, all around the long way, then all the long way to A, and now the Mogami went back into the spawn cap and is running away. And in that time I got 3 solo caps. But at this point this game is done. So I'll just speed it up. So yeah, capping wins games. Remember, you don't have to solo YOLO to win every match. You just need to outplay the enemy team. Which, in this case, we happen to do. It was a pretty good match though. I was actually, while playing this, I was rather unhappy with the Mogami at first, but, you know, eventually he turned around, so that's why I compliment him. I think that Bismarck also did really well at the end. I mean, it's not like the rest of the team didn't do well, it's just that those were the ones that stood out to me. 3 caps, only 30,000 damage, I fired quite a bit of shells, I was shot quite often. 700k potential damage in a destroyer, it's okay I guess. Survived with like 4,000 something HP. I did damage to quite many ships. And I made a profit of 220,000. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And remember, capping wins games. And now I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support. Your support helps the channel. Thank you very much, Icarus, for your continued support. And I hope I see you guys next time.